Good evening and welcome to Left, Right and Centre. I'm Nidhi Razdan coming to you live from Kolkata tonight here on the banks of the Ganga with the landmark Hooghly 2 bridge right behind us on a day when polling has begun in West Bengal and Assam. It's going to be a very long election process over 4 states over the next 45 days, and Bengal in particular has a very long drawn out election, but it is one that is being closely watched. Even though Mamta is riding a wave here, its implications are huge, not just for the state but for the nation as well, particularly the Rajya Sabha and Mamta's equations with the centre. The question though is whether the Congress and Left alliance, which has come together unthinkably here for so many people, is actually providing a formidable challenge to Mamta Banerjee. She's also facing a host of challenges, from a corruption sting against her senior leaders to the collapse of the flyover in this city last week, all of which many believe could have some bearing on the TMC's poll prospects. Let's take a look at how polling panned out today in 18 constituencies.
Till 5 years ago, the bullets of the Maoists ruled Jungle Mahal. Playing carom on polling day, a sign that the Maoists are gone and peace prevails. Mamta Banerjee claims full credit for making Jungle Mahal smile after decades of left rule.
আগের থেকে আমাদের এখানে অনেক শান্তি ফিরে এসেছে। আগে যে ছিল আমরা ভোট দিতে যেতে পারতাম না।
কি বদলেছে জঙ্গল মহলে?
শান্তি বদলেছে।
Not everybody agrees. They point to the huge paramilitary presence under whose watch the polls are being held. When the soldiers go, the Maoists will return, they say.
सिक्योरिटी फोर्स यहाँ से
बस उड़ जाएगा तो से पुनराय मुसीबत हो जाएगा।
बोल रहे हैं आप? The new face of Lalgarh, the Lalgarh College, for instance, in white and blue. There is a model school, an ITI, a nursing training college coming up as well. But there are also people who feel that they have been left by the wayside.
প্রতিবন্ধী মেয়েটা কি করে খাবে? আমি কত লোককার পায়ে ধরতে গেছি, কত লোককার কোন লোক আমার মেয়েটাকে কেউ ধরে না।
In the more urban pockets like Purulia or Midnapur, voters want to move on.
To solve the unemployment problem, my 2 kids, one son and daughters, they are highly educated, but till they are not getting any service.
Some comic sidelights. One voter poured a bottle of ink on an EVM. In another booth, the polling officer, applying ink on the voter's finger, turned unorthodox. Instead of index, he chose to ink the middle finger. Was he trying to send a message out? With Saurabh Gupta and Monideepa Banerjee, Ankita Mukherjee for NDTV.
Well, joining us first on the program tonight is the Trinamool Congress's Derek O'Brien, who has been busy, we believe, at the headquarters of the party, trying to get a sense of how polling went for the TMC today. Derek, thanks very much for joining us. And let me begin by asking you something that your favorite newspaper, The Telegraph, had written on page 1 today about how Mamta is fighting 3 C's. That's the Congress, the Communists, and now corruption. Is that now turning out to be a big challenge for her, Derek?
Nidhi, I'll answer all the questions you want to ask me from NDTV, Times Now, anything else, any paper. But leave that paper you mentioned, leave that out, because they are the coordinators of this alliance, the ABP group. So I don't wish to answer any questions where you refer to the ABP group, because they are coordinating this alliance.
Nevertheless, whatever your issues may be with the ABP group, Derek, the fact is that between the collapse of the flyover last week, which has been a horrible tragedy for this city and for the people here, also the corruption sting, where you have senior TMC leaders allegedly shown taking huge wads of cash on camera, images that are playing out across TV channels here. Would you concede that this has turned out to be perhaps more of a challenging election than the TMC had expected?
Well, the tragedy was a tragedy, and we've done all it takes. No one likes people dying like this. The tragedy has been a tragedy, but the government has taken very strict and swift measures against that company. 4 have been arrested. 72 people who were injured have been rescued. And on the video sting which you were talking about, no television channel in India has as yet run that without the caveat saying that this is not, these are not verified images. I think the bigger picture is not to discuss the last 1 month. The bigger picture is, I'm not going to come here and indulge in any big talk. We fought these elections in 2011 in alliance with the Congress. Now the Congress and the CPIM, totally ideology-less, principle-less, they've come together for an alliance. Well, the people of Bengal will give them a befitting reply. The BJP did comparatively better in 2014. So obviously their target will be to hold on to their 2014 numbers. But I can tell you what, where we are starting. We believe we've done a lot of very, very good work for the last 4.5 years in Bengal. This is not the time to indulge in big talk. I'll rather wait for the 19th of May. Please invite me back on your program, and that will be the true test whether what we've been saying, Mamta Di has been, and we've been delivering, is good work. And this ideological, principle-less alliance. You know, this is the same CPIM. 1 second. No. 1 minute. Nidhi, 1 minute. Nidhi, let me finish.
What are you saying?
I am not here to debate.
What you believe.
I am not here to debate with the BJP or the Congress or the CPM. Nidhi, I will take your questions.
That is exactly what I'm saying.
Nidhi, I will take your questions.
That is exactly what I'm saying. That is exactly what I'm saying, Derek.
Nidhi, I will take your questions.
You don't want to take part in a debate.
Nidhi, I will take your questions.
The reason why Derek,
Nidhi, I will take your questions.
We are fighting the elections.
Take the question.
Nidhi, I will take your questions.
Derek, everyone knows.
Nidhi, I will take your questions. Nidhi, I have come on your program. No, I have come on your program with the implicit understanding.
I am going to ask you legitimate questions. I am going to ask you legitimate questions.
No, listen to me. Mr. Minister, I am not scared. You talk to me on the 19th of May. Mr. Minister, talk to me on the 19th of May.
I asked you a question.
Mr. Minister, talk to me on the 19th of May.
Mr. Derek O'Brien,
Nidhi Razdan, you implicitly told me you were going to ask me 2-3 questions.
Why can't you take a question?
The panelists are sitting here, they can
Miss
hear you
Nidhi
and
Razdan,
unexpectedly ask a
Miss
question.
Nidhi Razdan.
Mind answering one question.
Let me ask a question. Mr. Derek O'Brien, let me ask you a question.
Just one question.
What makes you believe that you did everything to ensure that the bridge, everything about the bridge is being taken care of? What were you doing for the last 4 years? Sleeping? To ensure that you have only worked towards making this mishap happen in Kolkata. You don't have the courage to take this question, and you don't have the courage to take part in a debate. That's why you are not even taking my question. You're stopping me in between. This is absolutely a non-sportsman spirit, the way you fight your elections.
Okay, that was an unexpected interruption from the panel. We had agreed to a one-on-one conversation. That was your request. But if you want to take off from what Babul Supriyo was saying, for instance, about the flyover, I know you're saying let's not talk about what happened last week or last month.
I do not want to say, Nidhi Razdan, let me make it very clear.
Yes, Derek O'Brien, yes.
Nidhi Razdan, please, in all humility, let me make it all very clear to you, Nidhi, in all humility. Anybody can ask the questions. He can decide whether somebody wants to answer. Please understand, when I've come on to your television show, I will answer your questions.
Mr. Derek O'Brien, you don't have any answers.
You want to run away from the discussion.
You're behaving in a very arrogant manner. You're behaving in a very arrogant manner.
Let him answer.
Unlike of you.
Please ask Derek why Virat Hakim has resigned.
Nidhi, let me make a point.
Answer the question.
Nidhi, let me make a point. Nidhi, let me make a point.
Nidhi,
let me make a point to you. Nidhi, let me make a point. Nidhi, let me make my point.
Why aren't you being so arrogant?
They are asking
Nidhi,
why
let me
hasn't
make a
the
point.
minister
You are the ruling party, come on.
resigned?
I will answer. Nidhi, let me make a point.
Have a conversation.
Just a minute.
But you're not answering. You're not even being humble enough to take the question.
Babul Supriyo, let him answer. Let him answer.
I've just asked him a question. Just one minute.
Why hasn't the urban development minister resigned over the flyover? Derek.
Straight. What was he doing for the last 4.5 years? Straight.
Please, Nidhi Razdan,
Ask him,
I have
otherwise
to
he
make.
won't answer.
Who are these people
please ask
sitting
him.
at your location and popping these
My
questions?
name is Ruchir
Nidhi?
Joshi. Derek,
I will
you know
answer
me
every
really well.
question.
You're very
Nidhi,
fond
I will
of
answer
answering
every
my
question. I've got nothing to hide.
Let me ask him. Yeah. Why has the urban development
Listen.
minister?
You are also one of Avik Sarkar's little boys. Who comes here during elections. Ruchir Joshi, you come here during elections. You come here during elections to play Amit Sarkar's agenda. Don't tell me about your question. No, Nidhi, you told me you were going to ask me three questions.
This is not the arrogance. Who are you? Who are you to throw this arrogance on us? Who are you to throw this arrogance on us? You don't even have the spirit to take the question.
Who sponsors the
We are not here to take your arrogance. You can carry on with your rigging, Mr. Eric.
This way we cannot have a healthy debate.
Okay, one second.
need to have a healthy debate.
Gentlemen, please, can I please ask him the question? Derek, all right,
We
let's
have something
let's
to
let's
say.
try to. Yes, I'm coming to you. Derek, the question
And he
that
is
all the
not
panelists
willing to
are
Can I
asking
answer your
regarding
simple
the
question?
flyover. One second,
Will you-
Richard. Yeah.
Just answer the question about
let
the-
Derek
No,
answer.
I have a
Please.
question, Derek. I
Sir,
feel
sir,
that
sir,
you
please
have
let
to
him
reply
answer the
that
question,
question.
please. Yes,
You have
Derek, go
said
ahead.
it very
Nidhi.
clearly
Sir,
that the
Sir, please.
unethical
I am
May I
not
please
here.
ask you to let
I
him-
am
let
not-
him
My
answer.
dear
We are
brother,
answerable to the people of
Derek,
Bengal.
you tell me why you have taken up Mr. Mullah who killed the 10,000
Sir, can
people.
he
Why
please answer the
you
question?
have taken him in your party? Why you have given him the nomination?
Sir,
What
we
for?
will come to our debate in just 1 minute. I just want Derek. The question that is being asked is where is the accountability? For example, on the flyover collapse. It's not funny actually. It's a serious issue. People died. So, is there any accountability?
I'm giving you a serious answer. Please understand, Nidhi.
No.
Please understand. One, I'm answering your question. Please may I have no interruptions. I came to your program with an agreed set of rules, but I'm not getting in there. I'm answering your question. The flyover collapse was a tragedy. Look at the record. Look at the record. This contract was given by the CPIM. We are in power. We take responsibility. The contract was given by the CPIM. We will get to the bottom of this. 4 IVRCL officials have been arrested. Please hold on. Please hold on. The facts are on the table. The facts are on the table. Let's come back here on the 19th of May in all humility. The people of Bengal know what they know, they see, they can judge. I don't need to come here and ask some journalist who is a quail bird who comes here twice a year, or one minister in Delhi sitting in Delhi. I don't owe them an answers. We owe the answers to the people of Bengal. We will come back on the 19th of May and we will talk again. Thank you very much.
You are questioning the democracy of the country. Who are you to talk about 19th of May? We are talking about the flyover.
Mr. Shupio,
Stop this arrogance of yours.
Okay, one second.
with your
Let
permission,
me turn to the
Nidhi,
panel. Derek,
I just want to make 2 statements. I don't need to ask Mr. Brian any question because he's not clearly he's not willing to answer. But then see, when he started off by saying that he is seeing some kind of a unholy ideology-less nexus between the left and the Congress. So one thing is very clear, Mr. O'Brien and his leader, everyone, they are very worried. How come 2 political forces who don't have any ideological similarity can go together, can go hand in hand? So from this, one thing is very clear. Without subscribing to other person's ideology, they don't believe in having alliance. So when he and his leader, they had an alliance with the RSS, with the BJP, that alliance they had only because Mamata Banerjee subscribes to the ideology of RSS. This is very clear. Number 2, what does Mr. O'Brien mean by saying that come back on 19th May, then we'll answer? For argument's sake, let us assume out of 294 seats, TMC is going to win in all the 294 seats this time in Bengal. Does that justify their people, their ministers taking bribe and landing up in jail? Does that justify one of his ministers speaking in front of the camera, though that was a hidden camera, this Narada sting operation thing? One of his ministers clearly saying that you give me bribe, you fill up my pocket, and then I am going to pass your illegal tenders.
I want to understand though.
What we are saying here,
Yeah.
Nidhi, Mr. O'Brien said that this is only an accident. This is not a general accident happening due to any national calamity or anything. This is a man-made tragedy. This tragedy has happened only because these people.
But Ruchir, I want to ask
And these
you,
people are
let me
responsible for
ask
this
you,
tragedy.
or
I have a question.
one
My
more second.
in-ear thing is
How
gone,
much-
by the way.
How much of an issue is the flyover collapse actually in this election? Because when you talk to people here, a lot of people, I think maybe cynically so, say that look, Mamata's going to get her votes from rural Bengal largely, and there she's done a lot of work for people in rural Bengal. She's announced a lot of SOPs. So a flyover collapse in Kolkata may not become a big election issue outside of the city. Do you agree with that, or do you think it will resonate?
No, I don't agree with that. I think, first of all, what the Trinamool has done in rural Bengal really is that they have provided the boys clubs with an increased budget. So the boys clubs actually police the local voters and stuff. So they've done everything they need to shore up their own power, which is exactly what the CPM did in its time. They've done it with more money. One. Two, they may have done some work. The roads have been made, Calcutta's a bit cleaner. There are little bits of things they've done. After the CPM's 34 years, they had to get something better, so they did it, right? But this flyover thing is a case in point. They came in May 2011, right? They should have checked and double-checked every contract the CPM signed. They knew the CPM was corrupt. They should have gone through every file, whether it's in the city or in the villages. They can't now, if it was 3 months after or 6 months after Amri fire, yes, they maybe had an excuse, right? At the verge of a five-year gap, I mean, after 5 years of power, when they say that we don't know the first thing Mamata Banerjee does is blame the CPM. What have her people been doing for 4.5 years? It's a shameless thing to be saying.
We have Abhirup
So
Sarkar,
it is
who's
an
a well-known
issue, and it's
economist
something, just
sitting
to answer
with
your
you.
question fully, it is an issue because even people in the villages read, they hear, people in the cities read, they carry news. So I think this is going to have an impact. I think Narada is also going to have an impact. You can't fabricate tapes of 7 or 8 or 10 people. One person, maybe. The offices are correct. Their offices are what they are.
The images.
These images.
Mr. Sarkar, do you agree?
Okay. These
you
are all
see
going to be
resonating?
issues in the villages as well.
Unfortunately, I can't agree.
You don't agree with Ruchir?
Yes, I don't agree. TMC is going to the elections with a large positive. You know, they have done a lot of work over the last 4.5 years.
Please tell us.
Roads, drinking water, rural electrification, cycle distribution, fair price shop in hospitals. I can go on naming them, you know, procurement of rice. These things were not there during the CPM regime. So, you know, lot of work has been done in rural Bengal, lot of money has been spent. In addition, our revenues have increased. CPM had been talking about panchayats. So little money was, you know, allocated to the panchayats. I was the chairman of the State Finance Commission. I just found out, you know, though the finance commissions had repeatedly recommended like 5 to 10% of the state revenue should go to the panchayats, during CPM regime, about 1%.
So you're saying she's going to be actually judged on the work, and you think work has been done, and that's what she's going to be judged on.
Sir, what is the condition of employment generation in our state?
And they will vote
according to you. Sir, what is the
Well,
condition of employment
Okay,
generation in our
I'll
state?
get first comments from everyone.
Being an economist, how do you see?
Let me just get first comments. Yeah,
One by one.
yeah, one by one.
But unfortunately, as is the case in rest of India, it is in the unorganized sector. It's in the informal sector. But
yes, sir, in the syndicate sector, where the TMC supplies.
Let me get Mr. Bhattacharya.
Economics don't.
Mr. Bhattacharya. Yes, sir. Let me get Mr. Bhattacharya's first comments. Mr. Sarkar, one moment,
I
sir.
like to start it off saying,
I can't get into
he said, his honorable professor, he said that so many changes took place in Bengal. Who get the money? Either UP2 or this company. What is their financial condition? If the loan amount is more than 2 lakhs.
I will give you the answer.
No, let me
finish where the money came from.
Where the money came? Where the money came?
Yes, I will
The changes what he is mentioning. That is some cosmetic changes.
Let me give you the answer.
Nothing of this sort.
We have Mr.
let
Sukhendu
me
Shekhar
tell you
Roy.
one
Changes.
We have
I will
Mr.
give you the answer where the money came from.
And I will give the reply after that. I will give the reply after that.
I will
Because I can't agree with him.
You're saying cosmetic changes.
I know his political theory. But I have my
understand.
different ideas.
Let me bring
Okay,
You are an economist par excellence. I'm just asking you as it's a very humble question. As your student, I'm asking you.
Yeah, I will.
Sir, I got sir, what you said. I listened to it attentively, carefully. Now I'm just asking you. I'm just trying to clear my doubt. You said about the unorganized sector. As far as I know, people of a state doesn't look up to their chief minister to get employed in the unorganized sector. What about the government sectors? Did during this regime, did private industries and cooperatives they should it up in our state in a proper way?
Let me get a chance to speak.
There is employment generation, so that there is employment generation in the formal sector. What about that? Sir, I'm asking you a very humble question. In the last 5 years, in the last 5 years, we have seen our chief minister.
1 second, Babul
Just
Supriyo.
one thing.
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
Babul Supriyo, just one
Yeah.
thing. The entire money in the rural sector. First, it is the UPA2 who has started this thing. Can you deny it? 100 days employment guarantee scheme. And after that, it was extended. Who has done this thing? This government.
Okay, Babu
This
Sukhiyo's
government
first-
stopped it
first
for a long
comments
time.
Without any
Food
argument.
security.
I don't
It is
want
the UP2 who has started this thing.
You're saying-
Can he deny it?
Okay.
I
Babu,
really
I'll come to you, sir.
I really don't want to respond to what Dada has said because I definitely revere him as an economist. But I'm asking some basic questions. I think you see the entire essence of the mind frame of the government comes through when he asks a simple question that why didn't the UD minister resign? Not only is he involved in the Narada scam, but right after that he's seen giving contracts to KMD and all of that, offering them, and the entire bridge falls down. And look at the arrogance. He directly talks about the 19th of May. Is he trying to say that his organized sector, which is actually the goons and the syndicate people who are doing under the table business and are capturing booths all over West Bengal, have done that all over this time? Is he talking about that organized sector? Don't you think going with the pace of the country?
Is that what you're alleging
No,
is
if
happening in this election?
going with the pace of the country.
course
Don't you
that
think
is-
West
that
Bengal?
is- that
One
is
second,
for all of
One
us
second,
to
let
see.
him finish, let him finish.
Don't you think they should have, Mamata Banerjee should not have brought the Land Act, shouldn't have she implemented that in West Bengal for the organized sector, for the industries to come and take over land and actually start business here? She has stuck to that land bill and to her adamants, and that is the reason there is no land available.
Let
for
me go to
industry.
Mr. Sukhendu Shekhar Roy of the TMC, who actually had to fly to Delhi tonight and is joining us from there. Mr. Roy, you've heard the criticism from your political opponents as well as others. My question to you is that, you know, I think many would say, yes, Mamata Banerjee has done a lot of work for the state. But, sir, would you concede, the question that I was trying to ask Derek earlier, that whether it is the sting or the flyover collapse, that these are challenges and perception battles at the very least that the TMC has to fight. And it has brought in a challenge for the TMC in this election. Sir.
Nidhi, I am so sorry that I could not hear properly the comments made by the other panelists, including Derek O'Brien. But from what you have said, I could gather that some allegations have been made against our party by the panelists on the issue of alleged corruption. Now, the question is, this Sharoda issue was raised during the 2014 Lok Sabha election also, and we got 34 seats, we won 34 seats out of 42 seats. So this is the verdict given by the people. Now again, they have raised certain allegations which are the subject matter for adjudication by the Calcutta High Court as well as by the Ethics Committee of the Lok Sabha. Being a lawyer and being a parliamentarian, I must refrain myself from making any comment thereon because that may influence the administration of justice by the High Court or the Ethics Committee. Now, my point is
You
that
don't think it's affected her image? You don't think it's affected Mamata Banerjee's image?
Elections are fought.
She's always been...
I have cleared my position.
Yes.
I am coming to your question. So far, the elections are concerned. These are fought on the question of development, performance and non-performance. Some of the figures given by the Honorable Professor Abhirup Sarkar, he has cleared the position that in the rural sector, for rural development, so much money has been spent, and according to our estimates, which is the estimate of the government of India, Babul may not be knowing. If you allow me, I can quote from the government of India's source, that is that already 4,000 crores of rupees have been spent under NREGA, which has created rural assets for more than 17,000 crores in West Bengal. I am giving only one example, that is NREGA. The second one is Kanyashree. This Kanyashree scheme, you do not know about NREGA. Kanyashree scheme is recognized by UNICEF